Morning everyone, welcome to another session of structural analysis. So far we have completed different types of problems in slope deflection equations and slope deflection method. So today we will see one more small problem so that we can finish our entire unit of the slope deflection method. So write down the question. Analyze the beam shown in figure using slope deflection method. So the beam is very simple. We have a UDL over the entire span of this AB, and along with this UDL we have a central point load, and the intensity of this UDL is 3 kilonewton per meter, and this is 5 kilonewton, and the span is 4 meter. This distance is 2 meter, and we have one more load here, an eccentric load of 2 meter, 3 meter, and this is 12 kilonewton. Okay, and EI of this beam and EI of this beam is same. So this is the beam given in the question, wherein we have to analyze, we have to calculate shear force, bending moment and the fixed end moments, all the moments of the given beam. Okay, so in the previous problems we have seen we have the formula for fixed end moments, that is for fixed end moment we have only for UDL and for point load, but here in this case we have got UDL on the same span, along with that we have got point load on the same span itself. Okay, so how to calculate that, or how to calculate the fixed end moment for that particular beam, we will see now. Okay, so before solving, the very first step which we do is we calculate fixed end moments, isn't it? So how we calculate fixed end moments? We will fix each span, isn't it? We will fix at A and we will fix at B also. So can you tell me MF AB? See here, in the first case what I will do, I will take this span AB, span A, B, alright, and here in the very first case I will apply UDL. What is the intensity of the UDL we have? 3 kilonewton per meter, and the span of this beam is 4 meter. Okay, so first step we will take up UDL. In the next step we will take point load. This is A, this is B. Where is point load? Point load is acting exactly at the center of the beam, isn't it? So this is your point load of 5 kilonewton. Okay, now can you tell me what will happen due to this UDL? My beam will get deflected in downward direction. So because of that, the support will create anti-clockwise moment. Here this support will create clockwise moment. Similarly, because of this point load, what will happen? There will be an anti-clockwise moment at A and a clockwise moment at B. Now separately we will calculate. Okay, separately MFAB 1 I will write here. Okay, this is MF AB1, this will be MF BA1. Okay, what about this one? MF AB2 and MF BA2. Able to follow? Yes. So what I will do, MFAB1 is equal to how much? Minus WL square by 12, isn't it? So minus, what is the value of W there? 3 into 4 square divided by 12. Can you tell me this value? 16 into 3 divided by 12. 4 minus 4 kilonewton per meter. What about MFBA, BA1, MFBA1 plus 4 kilonewton meter per meter. Sorry, kilonewton meter. I'm writing per meter. Kilonewton meter. Next, MFAB2. What is this one? Minus WL by 4 or 8? 8. Fixed moment 8. Bending moment 4. Okay. So minus 5 into 4 by 8. Can you tell me this value? 20 by 8. Huh? 2. Minus 2.5 kilonewton meter. What about MFBA2 plus 2.5 kilonewton meter. Now what will be the final value? What will be my MFAB? Final MFAB is equal to MFAB1 plus MFAB2. Now tell me what is the value? What is MFAB1? Minus 4 minus 2.5. What is the value? Minus 6.5. Why plus 6.5? 6.5 kilonewton meter. What about MFBA? MFBA is equal to MFBA1 plus MFBA2. What is MFBA1? We have plus 4 and here we have plus 2.5. 4 plus 2.5 is equal to 6.5 kilonewton meter. This is MFBA. Able to follow this one? Yes. This is MFAB. So whenever you get these type of problems, you have to solve separately. Separately you take UDL, separately you take point load and calculate the fixed end moments and add them. Okay. Don't say it is out of syllabus, sir. We have not, nobody has taught us. Okay. It is simple. You just divide the load and calculate the values. Okay. Copy down. We will calculate here itself. What is the value of MFBC? Can you tell me? Minus WAB square by L square. So minus W, what is W here? 12 into A is this one. This is A and B. So 3 into 2 square divided by 5 square. What is the value? 5.76 kilonewton meter. What about MFCB plus WA square B by L square. So plus 12 into 3 square into 2 divided by 5 square. 8.64 kilonewton meter. 4 kilonewton meter is this MFCB. So after calculation of fixed end moments, we will move to slope deflection equations, isn't it? So the next step is slope deflection equation. So slope deflection equation. So MAB is equal to MFAB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B. Now in this figure, can you tell me what is theta A, theta B and theta C? Theta A is equal to 0. Theta C is equal to 0. What about theta B? It is not equal to 0, right? So theta A will become 0. So MAB is equal to MFAB. What is the value of MFAB? We got final value minus 6.5 plus 2EI by L. What is the span of AB? 4 meters. 4 into theta B. So this is 6.5. 2 ones are 2, 2s are. So minus 6.5 plus 0.5 EI theta B. 0.5 EI theta B. This is capital MAB. Call this as equation number 1. Alright. Now we'll go for another equation, that is MBA is equal to MFBA plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A. Here again theta A is equal to 0. So what is the value of MFBA we got? Same, plus 6.5, right? So plus 6.5 plus 2EI by 4 into 2 theta B. So 2 ones are 2, 2s are 2 ones are 2 ones are. So finally 6.5 plus EI theta B. This is MBA. Call this as equation number 2. Now what is the another equation we can form? That is MBC is equal to MFBC plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C. Now here in this case again theta C is equal to 0, right? So what is the value of MFBC we have? Minus 5.76. Minus 5.76 plus 2EI by L. What is the span of BC? 5 into 2 theta B. Now what is the value here, you tell me? This is MBC minus 5.76 plus 0.8 EI theta B. This is equation number 3. Now we'll move to MCB. This is MFCB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B. Again theta C is equal to 0. So what is the value of MFCB we have? 8.64 plus 2EI by 5 into theta B. So can you tell me this value? 8.64 plus 0.4 EI theta B. This is MCB, equation number 4. Yes, able to follow this one? Yes, it's very simple, right? Calculate MAB, MBA, then MBC and MCB. Okay. Then after calculation of slope deflection equations, what is the next thing we do? We apply equilibrium conditions. What are the equilibrium conditions as per this problem? What are the equilibrium conditions here? Moment will equal to 0, isn't it? So MBA plus MBC should be equal to 0. Alright. So can I apply that equation here? Yes. So copy down this one. So now we'll apply the equilibrium conditions. So we have here in this problem, we have only one equilibrium condition, right? How many unknowns we have here? One unknown, isn't it? What is that? EI theta B. So, equilibrium conditions is MBA plus MBC is equal to 0. What is the equation of MBA? 6.5 plus EI theta B. This is MBA plus, what is the equation for MBC? Minus 5.76 plus 0.8 EI theta B is equal to 0, right? By simplification, can you calculate EI theta B, right? So we have 6.5 here, minus 5.76 here. So can I tell me? How much? 0.74. EI theta B, so 1.8 EI theta B plus 1.8 EI theta B is equal to 0. So 1.8 EI theta B is equal to minus 0.74. So EI theta B is equal to how much? Minus 0.41. Okay, we got the value of EI theta B by simplification of this equation. So once you got this value of EI theta B, we will substitute this value in equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, so that you will get capital MAB, capital MBA, then MBC, then MCB, right? Calculated, tell me the values. So once you substitute the value of EI theta B in equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, you will get the value of MAB, MBA, MBC and MCB. Okay. So after calculation of these moments, we will go for the calculation of shear force and bending moment. But again, before calculating shear force and bending moment, we have to calculate reactions, isn't it? So we will calculate first reactions. How to calculate reactions? Yes? We'll do division, that is, we'll try to split the beam into two parts, that is, this is A, the span AB is small, right? This is B, C. What is the loading on span AB? We have a UDL. UDL is there. And along with that we have a point load at the center. This is 5 kilonewton and this is 3 kilonewton per meter. And the span of this is 4 meter. Okay. So we have moments also acting on this beam, isn't it? So what are the moments? What is the value of MAB we got? 6.76. 6.76. However, we have minus 6.76 over there, but what we will do? We will write 6.76, but we are showing here anti-clockwise, so no need to write minus here. Similarly, what is the value of MBA we got? 6.09. It is clockwise, so again no need to write plus minus over there. Okay, so what is this? RA and RB. Now how to calculate reactions? Sigma y is equal to 0, right? So RA plus RB is going in upward direction. What are the loads coming down? 3 into 4 UDL is going in downward direction. Along with that 5. So RA plus RB is equal to how much? 12 plus 5 is 17 kilonewton. Okay. Now moment of all forces about point A is equal to 0. Moment of all forces about point A is equal to 0. So can you tell me 5 into 2, then we have a UDL over there. So plus 3 into 4 is the load into 4 by 2, right? Then we have anti-clockwise RB into 4, right? Again we have these moments also, right? So one is going in anti-clockwise direction, another one is going in clockwise direction. However, we are calculating moment at A. This moment should be considered, but the force will not be considered, isn't it? Remember, you know this one, right? So minus 6.76 plus 6.09 is equal to 0. Okay. Can you tell me this one? I'll shift this minus 4 RB to the right hand side. So what will happen here? 4 RB is equal to 5 2s are 10, 2 1s are 2 2s are 12 into 2 24. So minus 6.76 plus 6.09. Can you tell me the value of RB now? 10 plus 24 34. 34 plus 6 40.09. 40.09 minus 6.76 how much? Quickly tell me. 33.33. Check it once. 33.33 divided by 4. How much RB? 8.33 kilonewton. We got the value of RB. So can I substitute this value here so that I can get RA? Now tell me what is the value of RA? 8.66 kilonewton. Now we got the value of RB and RA. We'll move to the next beam. So the load on this beam is how much? 12 kilonewton. This is 2 meter and this is 3 meter. Now we'll name this as RB and this as RC. So even we have moments here. What is the moment here? 6.08 we have. What about this moment? Clockwise, what is that moment? 8 point something we got. 8.47. Okay. So this is over, right? Yeah. So you can pause it and copy down. RB plus RC. RB plus RC is equal to, what is that load? 12 kilonewton. Now moment of all forces about point B is equal to 0. So how many forces we have here now? 12 into 3. 12 into 3 minus RB into 5. So all vertical forces are over. Now we'll take down minus RC into, RC into 5. Then what are the moments we have? One is going in clockwise direction, that is 6.08. 6.08 minus 8 point. See, it is minus, right? This is minus and this is 8.47 is equal to 0. So this RC will shift towards right hand side. So 5 RC is equal to 36 minus 6.08 plus 8.47. Tell me the value. 38.39 divided by 5. So what is the value of RC now? 7.67. 7.67 kilonewton. What about RB? What is the value of RB now? Substitute here. 12 minus 7.67. 4.32 kilonewton. So what is the value of final RB now? Final RB? RB final means from this RB and this RB. 8.33 plus 4.32. Okay. So see here, we can easily observe here that the 8.33, see the loading is more on this beam. So that is why we are getting 8.33, whereas the load 12 kilonewton is far away from point BC. So the maximum load is falling on RC when compared to RB, isn't it? So 4.32. So can you tell me? 12.65 kilonewton. This is RB. So many times we assume these things, okay, while designing of any structure, we assume what is the load acting on from span AB and from span CB. All these things we consider while designing and along with that while analyzing. Okay, let's copy down. We'll calculate the values of shear force and bending moment, isn't it? So how to calculate shear force? So wherever we have point, we will project that line, isn't it? So I'll name this as A, B, C, this one as D, E. Okay. Now shear force calculation. Shear force calculation. So either you can start calculation from left side or from right side. So we'll start from left side. Why? Because from left to right, upward forces is equal to positive and downward forces is equal to negative. Can you tell me what is the value of RA we have? RA. How much? 8.66. What is the value of RB we have? Final RB? 12.65. What about RC? 7.67. Okay. So we'll start from RA. So at A, what is the value? RA is going in upward direction. So it will be 8.66 kilonewton. Now after point A, what is the next point we have? D. After A, we have point D. So I am coming from A to D. I am covering how much distance? 2 meters. So what is the previous value we have? 8.66. This load, this from A to D, the load is going in downward direction. So minus downward direction minus. What is the intensity? 3 into, you will calculate 4 or 2? Only 2. So 3 into 2 is how much? 6. Tell me the value. 2.66 kilonewton. Okay. Since we have here point load, so what I will do? I will calculate one more time because the shear force will change suddenly. That is at D, what happens? Suddenly, what is the previous value? 2.66. What is the load acting at D? 5. It is going in downward direction. So minus 5. How much? Minus 2.34 kilonewton. Okay. Now at next point is after D I have point B. At B, what is the previous value? Minus 2.34. Now I am covering a distance of again 2 meters. So 3 into 2. It is going in downward direction. So minus 6. How much? Minus 8.34 kilonewton. It is like your bank balance, isn't it? As you credit, it will get positive or negative, whatever it may be. Okay. So all the previous values we have to consider in case of shear force. Okay. So this is minus 8.34. Now at B, see here at B we have point load again. So at B, suddenly what happens? What is the previous value? 8.34. RB is going in which direction? Upward direction. Upward direction means positive. So plus 12.65. 4.31 kilonewton. Okay. Next at, this is over. Now we'll move to point E. So point at E. So I'm coming from B to E. Do we have any load from in between B to E? No load. So what happens? Take down the previous value, that is 4.31 kilonewton. Again at E we have a point load. So at E suddenly previous value is 4.31. Point load is going in downward direction. So minus 12. How much? Minus 7.69 kilonewton. Okay. Now at E is over, we'll move to C. At C what happens? Do we have any load in between? No load. So minus 7.69. So see, at C we have a point load or reaction at C which is going in upward direction. So at C suddenly what is the previous value? Minus 7.69 plus it is going in upward direction. So plus 7.67 we got. So finally the answer is 0, almost equal to 0. So our calculation is correct, right? So now I will draw the shear force diagram. So at A it is 8.64. So 8.64 somewhere here. 8.666 actually. So as soon as you mark the point, you join it. Okay. Next, what is the next value we have? At D it is 2.66. So somewhere here 2.66. So whether it is a parabola or inclined line? Inclined line. Why? Because we are calculating shear force. So this is an inclined line. Next we have 2.64. Then at D suddenly what happens? It came down to 2.34. Suddenly it is 2.34. Okay. Take a scale, take this one and join it. Okay. So this is 2.34. Next what happens? At D suddenly it is 2.34. Next at B what happens? Minus 8.34 somewhere here. Okay. 8.34. So this is your 8.34. Next at B suddenly what happens? 4.31. Suddenly it reaches to 4.31. So below 8, 4.31. Next at E 4.31. No load. So 4.31 like this. 31. Next what happened? At E suddenly it came down to minus 7.69. 7.69 somewhere above 8.34. 7.69. Then it came to 7.67 or 69. Both are same. So this is minus, plus, minus and plus. Okay. Whenever you see this type of things, an inclined line and a vertical line, you can easily recognize that there is a point load and a UDL on the beam or on that particular span. Okay. So this is our shear force diagram. Now we'll move to the bending moment diagram. Copy down. So now we'll calculate bending moment. Now bending moment calculations will be easy, isn't it? So why? Because bending moment at A, B, on supports bending moment will become 0. Bending moment will be maximum at the center only, right? So bending moment calculation for span AB. For span AB, we have two loads again, WL square by 8, WL square by 8 plus WL by 4. Tell me the value. WL square by 8 is 3 into 4 square by 8 plus WL by 4 is 5 into 4 by 4. Tell me the value. How much? 8.52 kilonewton meter. Now for span BC, W AB by L. So 12 into 3 into 2 by 5. This one is 11. 11 point? 11 point? Only 11. 11. What about this one? 6. 12 into 6. 72 by 5. 14 point? 14.4 kilonewton meter. Now we will draw the bending moment diagram here itself. Okay. So tell me, what is the value of this one? We got 11, isn't it? So here it is somewhere 11. Now my diagram will come parabola or inclined or what? It will become a parabola, right now. So since we have point load, don't take it triangle. This one will be a parabola. Then here, what is the value here? 14.4. This is 14.4. What about fixed end moments? MAB? MAB 0. We got some value, 6.70. Next, what about this one? 6.08 or 6.09? Somewhere here. What about MCB? 8.47. So join like this. Minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So this is our bending moment diagram. Alright, understood. So now we have completed our first unit, that is slope deflection method. Now we will be moving to the next unit, that is moment distribution method. In the next class, from next class onwards, we will be dealing with moment distribution method. And in second unit, I will be giving this bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. Sometimes I will be drawing on the board, and sometimes you have to draw it on your own, because all the things are same, isn't it? The same problems, almost the same type of problems will be dealing in moment distribution method. Okay, so no need of taking again shear force and bending moment diagram in the class, but you have to draw it in your notes. Along with that, you have to draw in the examination hall also. Okay, don't say examination, I have drawn for first problem, I will not draw for the second problem. Okay, in the examination. So you have to draw separately for all the figures. But here in class, what I will be doing, I will be taking only the method. If there is a requirement of drawing that shear force and bending moment diagram, surely I will draw. Okay, as exclusively for frames and non-sway frames, I will draw the diagrams.
But for these beams we have drawn many times, isn't it? We have taken up and from, we are studying this from second year onwards, isn't it? So we'll be taking for only frames. Okay, thank you.